State basketball. The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
All right, Buckeye basketball fans, happy Sunday, happy Super Bowl Sunday. I can't remember the last time these guys had a game that was going to run right up close to the big one tonight, but that's what we have here. So a nice little primer, and this is an Ohio State team now that is a pretty good way clear from the 500 line. 14-9. Remember, we just are coming out of this stretch of basketball here where you're in late January. We know how Januaries have been recently for this program. So I say going 500 in that month with some big games, mission accomplished. Getting into mid-February now with more meaningful basketball games. And look, 14-9, it's not the best record that we've ever seen in February with this program, but this is a program that's building things back up, and you want to be in a place when you've missed 2 straight NCAA tournaments where you begin by getting back to the big dance. And with the way college basketball is, with the way you have to rebuild and retool teams every year, we know there's been a key guy that was supposed to be a starter and a second-team all-team SEC guy in Michi that really is just not with the team anymore. And we don't really know what that situation is. We wish it were different. We hope the best, but we don't know. And for this team to be 14-9 with really good Ken Pom offensive and defensive efficiency numbers trending in the right direction. It's a good spot and a great chance on the road at Nebraska. This is a game, numbers-wise, that the Buckeyes can and should win. Road environments, obviously that changes things up a little bit, but this is an Ohio State team that I think has shown us a lot when they go on the road. Even if you go to that last one that they lost at Illinois, that's an Illinois team on paper is much better than Ohio State. And you saw that with the way Illinois started. Now, middle of the year, like a lot of teams, there can be rocky roads. There can be speed bumps. They had one of their 7'1" guys out, but Illinois gets to play that physical style, maybe a little tougher than most when they are at home. And their front line was a lot for Ohio State to handle with the rebounding, and eventually it wore out. But give Ohio State credit for going on the road into a tough environment and, basically beating those guys for 35 minutes of the game. They just couldn't get it all the way to the finish line with their shot making. But I do believe, I got some faith that this Ohio State team is going back to the tournament. But today would just be another really big win to propel them to their 3 home games that are coming up. If they get this one today, I'm telling you, we should all feel really good about what they're doing. And if they win it today, to me, as far as their tournament resume goes, I would be shocked if they didn't make the big dance. If they win today, that's what I'm saying. So get the job done. If that happens, not knowing what happens in the 3 home games, or then going on the road to UCLA and USC, finish at home against Nebraska and then a roadie at Indiana. I just give you the whole schedule down the stretch. If they win this one today, I would get to a place where I would then be shocked if Ohio State doesn't find a way into the big dance. And that's exciting. That's where it starts. You're Ohio State basketball. You go to tournaments. That's what you do. I'm not saying you got to go 10 for 10 and beat Tom Izzo or Kansas. Not a lot of programs can do that where they go every single year. But you had a little blip here where you didn't make it. You lost a coach over that. This looks like it might be the start or time for them to get back. We go to that last win that the Buckeyes had in just a crazy, crazy environment and a comeback where Bruce Thornton, yeah, him too. Bruce Thornton was crazy big with over 30 points for the 3rd time this season, just hanging around, down 17 to Maryland, down 11, and then Bruce just goes nuts with 17 points in the last 7 minutes. Jake, after the game, we'll hear this clip, and then we'll get Ron Stokes on here, but Jake talking about how nice it was to see Bruce be the hero.
I know how much he cares about winning and how much he wants to win for Ohio State. And so when that shot went in, I maybe didn't yell as loud. I was probably maybe a little prayer there at the same time, but I was just so happy for him because he's earned it. He's earned it.
This was Bruce Thornton himself on how this comeback against Maryland was able to happen.
We just found a way. There was really no scheme for real. I wish I could tell y'all, but like, we just kept playing hard. And just sometimes you just playing hard, the ball just finds you, and just good things just happen. Man. We kept playing hard. I feel like we were smarter. We played more tougher than them, and we got the win today.
I dig that. Sometimes basketball is a combination of when you're drawing up the right sets and you're playing smart and just scheming things, but sometimes it just comes down to who's getting on the floor for the loose ball, who's chasing down a rebound, who just has their eyes on the front of the rim and is ready to step up, focused, and knock down big shots. And that was great. You saw a lot of that out of Bruce Thornton, and it was great to see. Let's keep breaking down the Bucks' big game today at Nebraska. Here's Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
Pinnacle Bank Arena. I was saying before, Ron, this is a nice Nebraska team. Respect to them. This is also a game Ohio State could and should win today.
Yeah, great opportunity. And you're talking about two teams playing some of their best basketball. We all know about Nebraska winning 3 in a row here, and Ohio State clearly what they're doing on defensively on that side of the ball. But Bruce Thornton has been the guy. I love it when your best player is playing at their very best, especially when it really counts. And clearly he did that in the game against the last win.
The other thing, Ron, worth pointing out on Nebraska and a feather in their cap is that they have done this coming off of a 6-game losing streak, and their season was spiraling out of control. So credit to them and Coach for keeping it together.
You know, sometimes when you ask the coach what's going on during a losing streak, and the coach will reply with, hey, we lost the game, but there's things that are happening in practice that's building us and they're going in the right direction. And that in itself equates to what happened with Nebraska. I know that internally they were doing all the things that they needed to do to prepare themselves to win. Externally, fans coming to the game saying, wow, why are we losing? Well, guess what? They were fixing some things. They changed the lineup. Different guys are in different roles. And guess what? They're on a stretch right now where they're playing great basketball.
It was actually big for Hoiberg, right, Ron? Because with his history, like he had a great run at Iowa State, made him a really hot commodity. And then he chose what he chose, went to a different level. But back in college ball, this was year 5 at Nebraska. And, you know, it's Nebraska, so I think there's some grace period to build that up. But year 5, they make the tournament. And then they have this little hot streak here to get this season back on track. So credit to him and what they're holding on to right now.
Yeah, what they did, and clearly this is the formula for the way the landscape is now. You got to recruit young, good players, but you have to be successful in that portal. And they've done that. Clearly, when you look at Bryce Williams, some of the other guys on this team, they have done well in that area, and they're definitely playing great basketball. But you had to love what he did with the program. Remember when he first came in as a coach, had some tough years, but got to that NCAA. They lost to Illinois in the Big Ten tournament, and they lost their first game to Texas A&M in the NCAA tournament. Guess what? They broke through, and now he's trying to build off of that foundation. They're off to, right now, a great start now, 15-8, despite that losing stretch, and they're right in prime to make a second appearance in the NCAA.
So, Ron, when I keep focusing on the Buckeyes, and you obviously love what Bruce can do, you expect Micah Parrish to get back and have a good game, Devin Royal giving you consistency. What do you plan on getting out of guys like Aaron Bradshaw, Stewart, and Nyegevon down the stretch here, and if they can get better on the glass for this team?
Well, Stewart has been pretty consistent here. You know, if anything you get from him scoring-wise, it's a bonus. His defense and his anticipation has been great. That's why he's getting those steals and breakaway for dunks. But I think he's fit in a nice role for this team. He understands that he's a young player still at the college level as a sophomore. Didn't play great minutes at Duke. But I expect for him to continue to get better. Now, Nagovin, that's a whole nother story. You know, it's all about matchups, but at 7-1, and talking with him, his confidence is at the best it's been. He's getting minutes. He feels better out there, and that's why he's been able to give some type of productivity. Aaron Bradshaw, I'm still not sure where he is. At first, I know that layoff has impacted him a little bit, but they need him to be consistently better.
All right, so this is going to be a key one. I'm with you about Stewart in that trio, and he was just coming back from being sick against Maryland, had 2 points, 2 boards. We know that he's been able to give a lot more than that, so hopefully we see that. And go and get this W here today would be huge.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Williams is going to be the key. In addition to his scoring, Timmy, he also he's got 4.6 assists per game during this winning stretch. So they got to limit his impact on the game from a Nebraska standpoint.
Yep, let's get it done, Ron.
All right, go Bucks.
Go Bucks indeed. On a Super Bowl Sunday here, Ron Stokes, Skip Mosk, and Paul Keels will have 45 minutes of nice pregame coverage, getting you guys ready for this one. Hopefully, I'm talking about a nice win in the postgame after it's done. Buckeye Hoops at Nebraska, next on The Fan.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace for Worthington Jewelers. Valentine's Day is upon us. Don't be a loser and forget again this year. Here at Worthington Jewelers, my store, I'm Bob Capace. We're giving you 35% off 14-karat gold and diamond jewelry. And how about 20% off sterling silver jewelry? We have something for every budget. Shop local and ask for me. Bob Capace. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with savings with new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items like pineapples, avocados, navel oranges, and lettuce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.